Almost every Assassin's Creed game introduces a new protagonist in its historical fiction, and in the case of Valhalla, that's legendary Viking leader Eivor. But who is this mysterious battle-hardened character? Well, here's 7 things we learned about the newest AC protagonist. Eivor is an established leader. The Viking raider is forced to lead their people out of war-torn and overcrowded Norway in the hopes of settling in Anglo-Saxon England. An order that tall calls for a legendary leader, and so from the outset of Valhalla, you'll be embodying just that. In our hands-on session of the game, we played around 3 hours of the game from partway in, so we weren't able to see exactly where Eivor's journey begins, but Ubisoft told us that it was important to have the character established in their strength and leadership among their people. Narrative director Darby McDevitt told GameSpot associate editor Jordan Ramy they wanted to start out with a character who's already an expert and a legend, and that they needed to be someone who people already had a deep respect for. Eivor's age and motivations. McDevitt explained that while Assassin's Creed games traditionally start with a boy in his late teens who finds his strength and maturity, Eivor is 26 to 27 when the game starts, and already legendary in their clan. He said, "There's a bit of a cool arrogance that comes with that, but there's also a sense of humor and a bit of a leader who doesn't suffer fools lightly, and maybe gets a little hot when things don't go their way. Has a very tactical mind, but is also a bit selfish. They want glory for him or herself, they want to be known and want to be honored as a brave and courageous warrior." Eivor's brutal combat style. That whole glory angle certainly seems to fit well with Eivor's combat style, which is far more brutal and aggressive than that of Cassandra or Alexios. Abilities are back and they'll bind to your triggers and execute using adrenaline, but they pack a gorier punch than they did in the Age of the Greeks. There are also new finishes that you can use, like stomping an enemy to death once you've knocked them down. Eivor's arsenal is also more versatile than you'll be used to. They can dual wield any weapon in each hand, or 2 shields if you prefer, and weapons function differently depending on whether they're in your primary or secondary hand. That's not to say Eivor doesn't still have a full suite of stealth abilities up his or her sleeve, although being far larger than their Greek protagonist counterpart, they do look a little funny trying to crouch behind a cart to perform a stealth assassination. Eivor's stoic personality. In our 3-hour hands-on, this characterization largely rang true. While our session was primarily combat-focused, a handful of main and side quests gave us a further look into Eivor's personality. In my playthrough, she was indeed revered by those around her, generally kind-hearted, earnest, righteous, diplomatic, confident, and somewhat stoic, but not devoid of humor. She appeared less jovial and more mature than Cassandra or Alexios, which comes with the territory of her position, but she still had quips to counter her friends in lighter scenarios.
"You're very strong."
You're very large.
Eivor's romantic opportunities. We even had the opportunity to engage in a love scene where you get the option to accidentally or deliberately forget the name of the gentleman you just ducked out for a private moment with. We've been told romantic options in Valhalla will be more serious if that's the way you want to go with them this time around, but it still seems like there's room for the casual approach if you prefer that for your Eivor.
I shall as well, Brothir.
Brothir? I'm not Brothir. Burry's balls, you thought I was my brother?
To be honest, I did not think at all.
Eivor's flexible DNA. But what about the elephant in the room? That is the conceit behind being able to play as a male or female Eivor and to switch between them at any time. That was one of our biggest questions out of the demo, and we were told that the core reason behind that is a mystery. But basically the genetic memory stream wherein you access an ancestor's memories is conflating the DNA of male and female Eivor, which is why there's some uncertainty as to Eivor's gender. We've been assured that it'll all make sense by late in the game. The mystery of Eivor's deadly ambition. There's plenty more to the mystery of Eivor, a feature alluded to heavily in Ubisoft's latest trailer called Avals Fate, that weaves together elements of the Viking invasion into England, as well as supernatural and political facets. The suggestion that Eivor's ambition and drive to achieve glory may be their undoing is certainly intriguing and important if we're assumedly set for another 70+ hour epic adventure. If you want to know more about how it's all going to go down, do check out our other features on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, including our full hands-on impressions. And let us know who your all-time favorite AC protagonist is and why down in that comment box.